Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wes Edgar, and I am here today to give you a brief walkthrough of Unreal Media's social marketing app. You can access this through your Business Center. So while I'm setting up my screen share, go ahead and make sure your Business Center is open and logged in. When you get there, you should see something similar to this. And we're going to navigate over on the left-hand side to products and scroll down a little bit. And you should see social marketing. Left click on that once, and that'll bring us into our social marketing dashboard. So you're going to see a couple different things. Right along the top here, you should have an option to connect accounts. And then you can see here we have scheduled posts. In the middle, we have reach and engagement. And on the right hand side, we have customer posts. These are just quick menus to jump in to a little bit further of the back end of this app. We'll cover that a little bit later. First thing I'm going to want you guys to do is connect account. So if you click on that, you'll see you have the option to connect Facebook, Google My Business, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. You can see that you can also connect multiple accounts under the same heading. To do this, all you have to do is click on the plus on the upper right hand side. And this is going to take you directly to that social media's website. In this case, it's Facebook. It's asking me to continue as Wesley Edgar. If I click continue here, it's going to ask me to select which pages I want to connect. And then it's going to simply ask for my permission to tie that back into our business app. I've already done this, so I'm going to click cancel here and just jump back into our social marketing. So once you've had your account set up, you're ready to start posting. If we navigate back over here onto the left-hand side menu, you can see we've got this My Posts, and there's a little arrow there. If you left click on that, we have a couple different options. Recent posts, exactly like it sounds. This is just going to show you recent posts that have gone onto your timeline. And you can see specifically in the post, it'll mention Instagram, Facebook, and then these 4 LinkedIn accounts. You can customize each and every one of those. Sometimes you might not want your account executives making a post, or perhaps you don't want it on LinkedIn. You're doing a Facebook campaign. All of these options can be customized. If you decide to dive in, you can click on view, and then you'll actually be able to see whether or not you had any reactions, comments, shares, clicks. This gets you into the analytics. You can see here we also have show full stats, and that will give you the opportunity to really see how this post is performing and where it's going. So that's recent posts. Our next option down is scheduled posts. This is going to populate with any posts that you've already gone ahead and curated and scheduled to come out at a later date. I've already gone ahead and made this one. You can see right in here, it's scheduled for April 23rd, 2021 at 9:02 a.m. Very simple. We love digital marketing, and there's a graphic with that. If we decide that we no longer want this post to come out on that day, we can click delete, or we can click the edit option. That's going to allow us to not only change the content of the post itself, but we could also change its scheduling. Moving back over into my posts, going one more category down, we have the calendar. The calendar is going to provide you a view so you can see all of your scheduled posts, when and where. And of course, this will allow you to specifically click on those individual posts and get into all of the specifics. You can see from that post I had scheduled, it pops up right here. And if we want, we can click on that and it brings us back into this page. If we need to make changes, we can click our edit key and go into that. Navigating back over under my posts, under calendar, you'll see drafts. Left click on drafts. This is where you can make all of the changes. If you're trying different templates out, if you're doing split testing, this is a great place to put it all. So you can see this was last edited on April 19th, and we have some simple text here. If we want to dive in, we can click on our edit option, and we have a few changes we can make here. And then just under drafts, we have templates. Templates simply allow you to have a framework for your posting. So you can always jump into a template and then change out your graphic or change out your wording and then have that be your scheduled post rather than having to curate a unique post every single time. So now that you've seen a quick overview of the options you have within the social marketing app, let's make a post. So you have 2 options to get to that. On the left-hand side here, you have compose at the top left with the plus. On all of the pages on the lower right-hand corner, you also have this big red pencil button. If you click on that, or if you click on compose, it will bring you into this page. So we have a couple options here. On the top left, we can see what social media platforms we're going to be posting to. And if you click the drop down, you can make your edits there. Our next box here is the content. So let's just make a quick post. Perfect. And you can see the next option we have here is media. So if you left click on that, you have a couple different options. We can upload files from our computer. It can take images, it can take MP4s, it can take GIFs. You just have to be careful of your file size. The middle button here is our free images. This is just access to our image library. So if you want to search, I'm just going to search digital marketing. There we go. I like that one. So I'm going to click on that. And you can see that populates it into the post. And on the right-hand side, we can see exactly how these posts are going to look on different social media platforms. So this is a preview on LinkedIn. This is a preview on Instagram. And this is a preview with Facebook. Back to the left-hand side here, we can see we have a drop-down menu for publishing. So we can either publish this immediately or we can publish this on a scheduled date. I'm going to schedule this one for the future. Let's go Monday, April 26th. And I'm going to try to catch people doing their morning correspondence. So I'm going to post this for 9:03 a.m. If this post required approval, then you could simply save it as a draft and come back to it later. Or if you're happy with how everything looks, you can click schedule post. So let's do that. It's going to take a second here. And then it brings us back to our home page. If we then go over into our calendar and scroll down so we can see Monday, there's our post. If we need to make any changes, we can click on the post from here, dive in and edit, or you can also see it from your scheduled posts. And we're right back to it. Now that we're back at the overview page, I just want to show you one more tool that might help you with content creation. If you look on the left-hand side here, navigate down a little further to where it says content, we can click on that. And content is actually going to populate with existing articles that are already online for you to link to. So on the right-hand side, we have content categories. So we can choose to specifically look into marketing, or we could choose insurance. And we also have options to add more content. In the upper right-hand corner here, you just click content settings. And then you can add RSS feeds. You just need the URL, give it a name, and then add it into the category. Back into the content. Let's say you're happy with this article here. All you have to do is click the share button, and that's going to bring you back into our social media compose. You guys have already seen this page before. On the right-hand side is a preview of the article itself. You can also read the article before you come into the composition. And just like before, choose the social media accounts you want. You can see the preview link is already in there. And if you decide that you want to include your own text, you can also add that in. And if you wanted to add any additional supporting content, you can also do that. And then just like before, we can either post it now or we can schedule it for a future date. We're not going to send this one out, so I'm just going to X out of this and back to my overview page. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. There's a brief overview of our social marketing app. I strongly recommend you go ahead and get all of your social media accounts connected and then start playing around with some of the posting options. If you have any questions or need a more in-depth review, reach out directly to your account executive or feel free to email me directly at w.edgar, that's EDGAR, at unrl.io. One more time, my email is w.edgar@unreal.io, and I'll be happy to answer any more in-depth questions you guys may have. Stay tuned for the next tutorial, guys. We'll get into a little bit more in-depth stuff, and I'll see you on the next one.